Psychopathy isn't insanity. It's a cold equation. Your life equals their convenience. Meet Dr. Harold Shipman, the angel of death in a stethoscope. A trusted family doctor, beloved by his patients, and Britain's most prolific serial killer. Between 1975 and 1998, Dr. Harold Shipman murdered over 200 people, not with a weapon, but with a prescription pad and a stethoscope. Tonight, we explore the cold heart of psychopathy and how one man used it to kill, undetected, for decades. Welcome to the second episode of Behind the Behavior. Psychopathy Unmasked, the doctor who prescribed death inside the calculated void of Harold. This episode analyzes emotional manipulation. Listener discretion advised. Psychopathy isn't a Hollywood slasher. It's far colder, far more calculating. Clinically, it's a personality disorder marked by 5 corrosive traits. 1. Superficial charm. A polished mask of charisma, not to connect, but to disarm. Picture that smooth-talking colleague who accidentally shifts blame with a smile. 2. Manipulativeness. Treating people like chess pieces. Emotions are like levers to pull. The friend who cries about rent, then flashes designer shoes they borrowed your money to buy. 3. Callousness and zero empathy. Avoid where compassion should live. Your pain is static on the radio. Your partner sneering as you grieve. It's just a dog. Get over it. 4. Emotional shallowness. Dramatic tears. Rage storms. All theater. No depth behind the curtain. A coworker sobs when criticized, then giggles minutes later, scrolling vacation pics. 5. Grandiose self-worth. A roaring ego that whispers, rules are for insects. I am the exception. The date who mocks waitstaff while boasting they're too brilliant for their job. This is psychopathy, a predator in human skin, armed not with fangs, but with your trust. And in our next segment, we'll see how Dr. Harold Shipman weaponized every single trait with a stethoscope and a pen. Crucial distinction: psychopaths are born with abnormal brain wiring, emotion processing deficits. Sociopaths, often made by trauma, volatile, not coldly strategic. Shipman, a glacier, not a wildfire. Harold Shipman wasn't a born killer. He was forged by loss, hidden in plain sight, and enabled by a system that trusted whitecoats over gut instincts. Let's rewind the tape. Born January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England, working-class family, Shipman was bright, obsessed with science, adored by teachers. But at 17, his world fractured. His mother, Vera, died of lung cancer. Young Harold watched her wither in agony, then relief when her doctor administered morphine. That moment, the godlike power of a syringe imprinted on him. Years later, a victim's daughter would recall Shipman quoting Vera's last words while injecting her mother. 1970. Graduates Leeds Medical School, joins Pontefract General Hospital. Colleagues found him cold but competent. No bedside warmth, just clinical efficiency. By 1974, red flags blared. Red flag 1. Caught forging prescriptions for Bethadine, a synthetic opioid, claimed stress. Red flag 2. Fined £600 but kept his license. No suspension. The system blinked first. He later confessed he'd been addicted since his mother's death, using drugs to feel in control. 1977. Opens his solo practice in Hyde, Manchester. The town loved him. Why? Made house calls at all hours. Remembered patients' grandchildren's names. Dominated local comedies. The perfect camouflage. A pillar of the community. With the poison in his bag. Forensic psychiatrists still debate, was Vera's death the catalyst? Dr. Richard Badcock, a psychiatrist, said he reenacted her death endlessly. Morphine wasn't murder to him, it was reunion. Alternate theory? Pure psychopathic opportunism. Elderly women equals easy targets with inheritances. Either way, his medical license was a hunting permit, and Hyde was his game reserve. Even before bodies piled up, the signs blazed. The death surge. His patient mortality rate was 3 times higher than local peers. No autopsies, no questions. The paper trail. He alone certified deaths. Urged cremations to destroy evidence. The grieving hero. Families thank him for easing their loved one's passing, unaware he'd caused it. One nurse noted he'd smile, leaving deathbeds. She reported it. Management called her hysterical. Every trait converged. Grandiose self-worth. He believed he was the only one who decided who lived or died. Callousness. Sipped tea while signing 200+ death certificates. Manipulativeness. Used medical authority to silence doubters. This wasn't a mad doctor. This was a psychopath with a stethoscope, and Hyde was his laboratory. Harold Shipman didn't kill in fits of rage. He industrialized murder. A cold, clinical process refined over 23 years. Let's dissect his machine. His victims weren't chosen randomly. They were optimized. Elderly women, 81% of his victims. Average age, 75. Lonely, isolated, or widowed. Wealthy enough to leave inheritances. Why? They trusted absolutely, had a few advocates, and their deaths easily dismissed as old age. Step 1. House Call Theater. Arriving with a calm authority, asking about grandchildren, brewing tea. Then, Step 2. The injection. Lethal dose of diamorphine, medical heroin. 2 to 4 times the fatal amount. Injected into the thigh or buttock. No bruising. He'd watch them slump. Time of death, 3:15 p.m. Step 3. The performance. Calling relatives. I'm so sorry. She passed peacefully in her sleep. Patting hands at funerals. Sending condolence cards. Shipman's real weapon wasn't the syringe. It was the pen. Falsified medical records. Added terminal illnesses victims never had. Death certificates. Listed natural causes like stroke or heart failure. Urged cremation. No need for an autopsy, dear. She wouldn't want that. He signed 80% of his victims' death certificates himself, a predator grading his homework. Red flag 1. The body count. His patient mortality rate, 3 times higher than local doctors. Response: he treats the very elderly. It's expected. Red flag 2. The paper trail. A funeral director noticed Shipman's patients always died alone, always fully dressed, always post-injection. Reported it. Police found no evidence. Red flag 3. The greed. Forged a £386,000 will for victim Kathleen Grundy. Typed, not handwritten. Her daughter exposed it. The ultimate shield? Trust. He's a doctor. Silence doubts. White coat equals infallibility. Grief equals gratitude. One widow gave him her dead husband's watch. He wore it to kill her. This wasn't passion. It was predation perfected. Target the invisible. Elderly women. Weaponize authority. White coat plus syringe. Bureaucratic gaslighting. Falsified paperwork. Exploit social scripts. Grieving doctor. A psychopath doesn't hate. He harvests. And Hyde was his farm. The trial of Harold Shipman wasn't a whodunit. It was a how. How a psychopath hides in light, not shadow. Let's dissect his traits like a forensic scalpel. Trait 1. Weaponized benevolence. Shipman didn't just act caring. He engineered dependence. Made house calls at dusk with biscuits, asking about grandchildren. Remembered anniversaries of dead spouses. Your family, he'd murmur. This charm wasn't warmth. It was anesthetic, numbing suspicion before the needle. Trait 2. Bureaucratic bloodshed. He turned paperwork into a body disposal system. Step 1. Urged cremations with paternal concern. Spare her the indignity, dear. Step 2. Forged wills, adding himself as beneficiary. Kathleen Grundy's. All to my doctor. For care. Step 3. Altered medical histories retroactively. Terminal cancer, scribbled post-mortem. Every signature was a shovel burying truth. Trait 3. Ice water in the veins. While grief glutted families, Shipman exhibited zero distress. Killed patient Mary West at 2 p.m. By 3 p.m., he diagnosed a child's ear infection. At victim funerals, he'd comfort daughters while mentally calculating their inheritance. No remorse, no rush, just efficiency. Even when arrested, he asked about his Mercedes oil change. Trait 4. The mannequin. At trial, as victims' families screamed, "Monster!" Shipman sat impassive, eyes vacant, jaw slack, a waxwork of a human. Denied 250 murders with the boredom of a man ordering takeout. Incorrect. Not defiance, indifference. A psychopath's face isn't a snarl, it's a void. His power wasn't in the killing. It was in the theater of normalcy. Charm disarmed suspicion. Manipulation weaponized trust. Callousness enabled factory-scale murder. Shallowness left no cracks in the mask. A psychopath doesn't feel evil. He operationalizes it. Shipman proved psychopathy's greatest trick. It doesn't look like a monster. It looks like your trusted doctor sipping tea while signing your mother's death warrant with the same hand that patted yours. For 23 years, Harold Shipman's killing machine ran smoothly. Then two women, a doctor and a daughter, cracked the code. This is how the house of cards fell. June 1998. Dr. Linda Reynolds, a high GP, noticed the grim math. Shipman's elderly female patients died at 3 times the rate of other doctors. Red flags she spotted. Bodies found fully dressed post-natural death. Death certificates rushed. Cremations ordered. All deaths occurred alone during Shipman's visits. She didn't whisper. She alerted police, and they fumbled. Detectives exhumed one body, Renee Lacey, found traces of morphine, but mistake 1, no autopsy comparison to other victims. Mistake 2, ignored 30 plus suspicious death certificates. Mistake 3, called Shipman cooperative as he sabotaged evidence. Case closed. Shipman celebrated with a vacation and killed 3 more. June 24, 1998. Shipman's richest victim, Kathleen Grundy, 81, dies suddenly. Her daughter, Angela Woodruff, a lawyer, received a bombshell. The will left £386,000 to Shipman. The typo, Grundy, misspelled Grundley. The clincher, Kathleen hated typing, wrote everything by hand. Angela knew this was forgery, and this time, police listened. August 1998. Kathleen Grundy exhumed. The smoking gun, lethal diamorphine in her thigh muscle. Injection site hidden. Dominoes fell. 12 more bodies exhumed. All had diamorphine overdoses. Shipman's medical records exposed as fiction. A ledger of victims hidden in his garage. September 7, 1998. Arrested at his clinic, still wearing his stethoscope. January 2000. Convicted of 15 murders, sentenced to life. Psychopathy on display. Denied all charges with robotic calm. Wrote smug letters about incompetent police. Showed zero reaction to victim impact statements. The final toll? 215 proven murders, making him history's deadliest doctor. Shipman's real crime wasn't just murder. It was exposing how systems protect predators. When trust replaces verification, evil wears a white coat. Harold Shipman didn't just kill 250 people. He exposed a terrifying truth. Psychopathy's deadliest weapon isn't violence, it's trust. And his white coat? The perfect camouflage. Psychopaths crave control, but smart ones crave systems. Shipman chose medicine because trust is automatic. Doctor equals infallible. Access is unlimited. Syringes, records, and alone time. Suspicion is silenced. Grief bows to titles. A priest's collar, a CEO's suit, a professor's tweed. Psychopathy thrives where we drop our guards. We expect psychopaths to roar, Bundy's rage, Manson's chaos, but Shipman, he was silent. No bloodstains, no chase scenes, just tea, paperwork, and lethal efficiency. And that's why he killed 5 times more. Quiet evil slips through society's cracks. As criminologist Dr. Adam Linden warns, the absence of visible cruelty doesn't make a psychopath less dangerous. Sometimes it makes them unstoppable. We built Shipman's hunting ground. Worship of titles. He's a doctor. He knows best. Fear of doubt. Don't question the expert. Bureaucratic laziness. Cremate first. Ask never. Psychopaths don't conquer systems. They hijack our deference. Shipman's legacy isn't a horror story. It's a handbook. Trust your gut, not titles. Did that perfect doctor rush cremation? Verify paper trails. Bills, wills, medical records. Psychopaths hate scrutiny. Honor the unlikely whistleblowers. Like Dr. Reynolds, the GP who counted bodies. True evil rarely howls. It whispers, "Trust me," over tea. It signs your death warrant in perfect cursive. And it wears the uniform of the person you'd least suspect. Stay skeptical. Stay safe. Next time on Behind the Behavior, we'll move from the clinic to the courtroom, exploring Machiavellianism and the case of a con artist who manipulated the legal system itself.